Welcome to my bar, Psycho Reality, where every episode is a cocktail shaken with suspense and poured with a splash of dread. The primary ingredient? It isn't the spirits on the shelf. It's the stories, whispered by those who pass through. Tonight, we check in with my head bartender for a tale called The Portal. So take a seat, take a sip, and listen closely.
Okay, here's your looking glass. Careful. Some people spend too much time looking into those. Funny thing about mirrors, most people think they're comforting. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked past a mirror and felt uneasy? Nothing unusual, nothing strange, just just a feeling, like the room suddenly felt crowded. A woman once told me she knew exactly why that feeling existed. I served her here late one evening. She was elegant, a woman seemingly of great substance, British, the kind of woman who looked like she'd walked out of another century. After presenting her drink, she spent 10 minutes staring into the mirror behind me. Eventually, I asked what she was looking at. Without hesitation, she looked, smiled, and said, "My sister lives there." Naturally, I assumed she was joking. Then she turned around and asked me, "What is your name?" "Ah, sorry, I see it. Well, my name is Margaret." It was something about the way she said it made me wish I had never asked her another question that evening. So, you know, I used to clean office buildings late at night. Long hallways, empty rooms, walls of glass. Every now and then I'll pass a dark window and feel something I couldn't explain. It was never fear. No, it felt like a hesitation, like I wasn't supposed to look. The strange thing, the feeling never came from the darkness. It came from the reflection. I I never told anybody that until this very moment when Margaret had asked if I had ever experienced it. So I admitted that I had. She nodded, like she already knew. Then she leaned forward and said, "Good. That means they can see you too." God, I should have walked away. Instead, I asked who. She smiled as she took a sip and said, "The souls behind the glass." Well, because she was striking, I laughed nervously and asked what she meant. Margaret folded her hands, made an intense eye contact with me, and told, "Most people think death is an ending. They're wrong. For some, it's a waiting room." Now get this. She told me there are places between places, doorways, corners, glass, mirrors, especially mirrors. When I asked why, she looked kind of genuinely surprised. Mirrors are the only door people are willing to stare into. That stayed with me. The only doors people are willing to stare into. Then she said most people glance at mirrors without even thinking. Yeah, we've all done it. Fixing your hair, checking your face for lines, watching themselves grow older. But sometimes people look into mirrors when they're exhausted, lonely, grieving, and in those moments, Margaret claims the bearer becomes extremely thin. In fact, that's when something on the other side notices us. I asked what those souls wanted. Her answer wasn't what I expected. "What everyone wants," she said. "Our souls yearn for another chance." I mean, think about it. To have the ability to reboot, redo what was lost. The reason usually isn't out of revenge, blood, or an eye for an eye, or even destruction. No, no. I mean, if I had the ability, I would seek for another chance. Wow, this woman was really in my head. At the moment of that realization, she took a sip, nodded, and smiled. Another chance, precisely, she replied. The taste of coffee, the warmth of sunlight, the feeling of rain on your skin, hearing beautifully composed music through a wall. Together, we both replied the word life in unison. It was at that point her expression changed. Some don't ask, she said. No, some will take it. That's when she said something that bothered me more than anything else. One word. Stability. Souls aren't interested in weakness, Tanner. Yes, emotions can be used for an opening, but that's not what they want. What they truly wanted was stability. A person capable of carrying the weight. A person who survives pressure. A person who keeps standing even when everything inside of them wants to collapse. That's when she gave me an image I would never forget. Imagine a train depot, Tanner, she said. Yes, a train depot. Billions of souls waiting patiently. Some of those poor souls are crying, some are filled with anger and praying, all waiting for the next train. A train depot, I muttered. I then asked, where is this train going? She smiled and said, the train is you, my dear. The calm certainty in her voice chilled me, not because she sounded insane, but she sounded very convinced. She added, while you ponder that, let me leave you with one more thing. Do you know why people feel uneasy around mirrors at night? I dared not answer. Well, it's because somewhere inside of them, they know reflection is not passive. It studies, it measures, and it waits. A sudden chill overpowered me. I glanced at the mirror behind the bar, only for a second, and I saw myself, Margaret, the bottles, the room, but also something else. It wasn't a face, nor a figure, just a space where something wanted to be. I heard the bell affix to the front door, turned around, and she was gone. The next time you're alone and you find yourself overwhelmed with emotions, be careful here. Stay cautious and don't ignore it. Yes, it could be stress. It could also be your induced imagination, or maybe something on the other side of that glass has mistaken you for the next train. Maybe it's nothing. Sleep well.
Did you catch that? Margaret claimed to be the sister of the infamous Bloody Mary. Maybe you remember the childhood dare, standing in a dark bathroom, staring into a mirror, repeating a name you probably shouldn't, half laughing, half terrified. But what if the mirror wasn't waiting for Bloody Mary? What if something else was already looking back? And what if Margaret wasn't interested in your reflection, but in you? Thank you for visiting Psycho Reality. If tonight's story left you checking mirrors a little longer than usual, be sure to follow, share, and subscribe. Next week, we'll meet a man who spent 7 months living the perfect life. Money, success, adventure, a future worth waking up for. There was only one problem. None of it was real. Join me next Friday for The Hillside. Until then, sleep well.